Hey everyone, this is Kevin Goatee from Amazon's Comics Watching Comics. You're listening to This Freakin' Show.
What's up, everybody? I am Travesty.
And I'm Cartoon Joe.
And welcome to another episode of This Freakin' Show. It is the weekly podcast with a little bit of something and a whole lot of nothing. The same weekly podcast that is brought to you by Audible.com. If you're like me and you love stories, but not a huge fan of reading them yourself, Audible.com is the best place for you to go because they have thousands of titles available for you to hear, just to listen to. No reading whatsoever involved. And as a gift from This Freakin' Show to you guys, if you just go to audibletrial.com/freaknet, that's FREAKNET, you get a 30-day free trial of Audible. Bonus on top of that, you also get a token, and that token is going to be used to buy your first book. So for 30 days, you can pick a free book out, and you can give a chance to listen to it. And it's all free just by going to audibletrial.com/freaknet. And start your Audible trial today.
This Freakin' Show is also brought to you by WeAreDapperTies.com. If you want a high-quality knit tie for the low price of just $15, head on over to WeAreDapperTies.com today and pick one up. If you use the special discount code FREAKIN, that's FREAKIN, you'll even get free shipping on your order. That's right, a high-quality knit tie for just $15 in your hands with the discount code FREAKIN. Head on over to WeAreDapperTies.com today.
Joey, we discussed in previous episodes here how you recently just moved to a new place.
I did.
How big was that box of ties that you had to move?
Yeah, it was big. Pretty big box size.
I mean, I can imagine.
I'd measure it in it's about 5 pounds of ties.
Man, I can imagine like this box, and it's like it literally like marked fragile along the side of it, and each tie is like wrapped in like bubble wrap and newspaper, because I know how much you cherish your ties.
I do love my ties.
You are, and you know what? They suit you. You are a tie guy.
Thank you.
Yeah, they work for you. I can't wear ties, man. You saw me wear a tie at your wedding. It looked like someone wrapped a little ribbon around a balloon. It was fucked up.
I thought you looked good in it.
Well, I mean, I know I looked good. It just looked weird. Like I was like an oversized mannequin. Or not mannequin. What's those little things that people put on their laps and talk? Ventriloquist dummy?
Ventriloquist dummy?
Yeah, that's what I looked like. If someone just drew some lines straight down my mouth to my chin, you get sitting on your lap, man. It was goofy.
Oh,
I crushed it. Not gonna lie.
That's funny.
Weird thing is too. Speaking of crushing it, and I don't want to keep putting myself over on the podcast, but I've got a lot of interesting compliments about my new haircut.
Oh, I don't think I've seen it yet.
It looks like every haircut I've ever gotten, but I went with the beard slightly trimmed shorter than normal, and the girl I go to cuts my hair. Shout out to Kelly at Stay Beautiful. I can't remember. I have to look it up. But Kelly, I don't know if you listen to this podcast, but shout out to Kelly who cuts my hair. She also sponsored my fucking softball team a few years back. So shout out to Kelly in general. So when she cut my beard shorter, she trimmed the sides down a little bit shorter too. And when I looked at it first, I'm like, I don't know. It's almost like an outgrown mushroom cut in my mind. She's like, no, it looks fine. Honestly, it just looks different to you because it is different. I'm like, whatever. So I started to, adapt to it. I'm like, it does look pretty fucking good. And, I'm out there, just fucking taking selfies of myself on the deck like a normal 30-year-old. And
yeah,
I get these messages, these snap response like, you get a haircut? I'm like, of course it is. Like, it looks good. I'm like, I know, right? It's like, damn. So shout out to Kelly and shout out to my awesome new fucking haircut. Crushing it.
Is that your not to interrupt you, I apologize. Stealing your catchphrase. Is that what is this your new haircut in your profile picture on Facebook?
It is.
It does look good. Sharp haircut.
right? It's a little bit different. It's a little bit shorter than normal. And I was like, let's go short on the beard because hopefully the beard grows back. And of course it will.
Yeah.
And I was kind of happy with it. I think I'll keep the beard a little bit longer though in the future, but I liked it.
Yeah.
I'm very happy with it. And I like how people react to it. It's like, hey, that's a good haircut. That's a nice haircut. Wow, your haircut's really short, but it works for you. I'm like, thanks. Calm down. Your husband will see.
It gives you a nice a more defined jawline.
Right?
Which complements the weight you've lost.
Yeah, and that was my weirdest thing. I was like, you know what? I know I've lost some weight, and I don't know what it looks like underneath the beard. So let's trim it back and check it out. And yeah, even Kelly said it, and I know she said it in a positive way, or at least she intended to say it in a positive way. She's like, "There's less chins down there," and I'm like, "Thanks." That's what I was going for.
That's why I grow my beard out so much, is because I know if I shave it off, I'm going to have to confront the reality of the multiple chins.
But that's the gloriousness of a beard, man. It's like you just hide shame. I'm happy with it, chins, extra food, acne if you still got it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Shame on
a
those
little
people
bit of eczema, I think.
Right? Shame on the people who think beards aren't good. Shame on them.
I agree.
Yeah. But Joey, how you doing? You doing good?
Yeah, I'm all right.
Okay.
Surviving the heat.
Right? How fucked up is it? Now, do you got AC at your new place? Because you didn't have it at the old place.
We do. Yeah. Very lucky. We there's a huge wall unit in our dining room. Yeah. Came with the place, which is even better.
Right. Well, when you leave, you take it with you.
I think that's the trick. It's very...
I'm pretty sure you're supposed to take it with you. It's like a gift, really. It's kind of like a basket of bananas.
Right. Well, I trade you $1,400 a month for as long as I choose to live in the place.
Mm-hmm.
You give me a place to live and an air conditioner. I think that sounds about right.
Holy shit! Is your rent really $14 a month?
It really is.
Oh, dude,
and that's cheap.
That's Chicago, man. That is nuts. You can get 2 apartments in Piatone for that.
Yep.
Man.
Yep.
Is it nice though?
It's wonderful.
When you walk in, you're like, you know what? This is worth it.
Yeah. It feels like an actual like adult apartment, which I've never felt before. I've never walked into a place and been like, I'm an adult now.
Right. You just walk in like, you know what? That wall looks like it should have a shelf full of knickknacks.
Right, exactly. That's exactly how I feel here. The other really great thing is it's only a 20-minute drive to where I work, and it's only a 20-minute train commute to where my wife works. So,
which it's worth it in the end for that. You're not wasting as much gas and everything. Which that's another weird thing when it comes to Chicago. Is like you could drive 10, 15 miles. But the time it takes to get there is ridiculous, and you're burning through gas just sitting there waiting just to move an extra mile and a half or so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we were filling up. I think we have about a 20-gallon tank, and we were filling up 2-3 times a week sometimes.
Wow.
And now we're about once a week, maybe once every week and a half. So that's a huge difference,
Nice. Nice. Well, we spoke last week about cult classic movies.
We did.
And how appalled you are for the fact that I don't like certain movies that should be liked by normal people.
Shocked, really.
Right? So we're definitely going to take the time in this episode to kind of, I guess, reminisce about past movies that are considered, I guess, as I Googled, cult classics. And I just want your little feedback on how you believe that they are worthy of being called cult classics. And I'm going to tell you how I would rank them. We're going to kind of do like an awkward flicks theme to this entire episode, where I'm going to rank them on a scale of 5. And then you can either tell me if you agree with that rating, or you can tell me you disagree. I'll tell you why I believe it's that, which is going to come down to it's just not entertaining. And then you're just going to come back with, was it entertaining because of this, that, and the other thing? Sure. Right? Really simple, real fun. I'm wondering if I did actually watch like a movie I could awkward flicks about. I can. I could talk about a movie I watched. I could do an awkward flicks later on in the episode for something that I got to sit and enjoy with my father last weekend. So a lot of fun. Nice. We'll do that movie towards the end of the day, or towards the end of this episode. But if you're ready, I'd like to go ahead and dive into this list.
Yeah, go ahead.
Perfect. The biggest one, which is the running joke, as you will, for all cosplayer interviews I do, and we're really going to start out with the Princess Bride, because I really want you to give me some insight on the key points of why this movie is as great as everyone says. Now, I got the memes and everything where it's like, I want to watch a love story, Princess Brides. I want to watch an action movie, Princess Brides. I want to watch a vengeful movie, Princess, and so on and so forth and all that. And I get how, in some people's minds, Princess Bride has everything. But how the fuck can a movie have everything and yet nothing at the same time? So, Joey, I think I jokingly gave you a rating of like half star out of 5 or something. But
I think you're right.
But what I did was I went back and I watched The Princess Bride again.
Dang.
I
committed.
did. I did. I really wanted to give a realistic view on how I feel about it and everything, and give a true out of 5 rating for it. Now, it's not high. I'm still only going to give it 2 out of 5.
Well, that's better than before.
It is. It's definitely better before. But I'm just the only thing that really drew me in was Andre the Giant's character and some of the fight scene on top of the mountain. Now, I like those. Now, the one thing I definitely didn't like, and I hear a lot of people like this scene, is the scene where the old bald dude is sitting there with the cups and one has poison and all this other stuff. Not a huge fan of that scene. Not a huge fan of the Montoya quote about "You killed my father, prepare to die." I think it got repetitive and fucking boring. So, Joey, I'm giving it a 2 out of 5. Now, do you agree with my rating? If you do, we can just move on. If you don't, I want you to tell me what the true high points of this movie is and what I should consider to be the reason this is higher than a 2.
I do not agree. I do think you should be higher. I don't know that I'd give it a perfect 5. Some days I think I would, but today I'll try and be a little bit more realistic, a little bit more objective, and say I think it's really maybe a 4.5 out of 5. I think you've named a couple of things that really make it great. Andre the Giant is tremendous in the movie, and the scene, it's actually called the Chatty Duelists, is one of the most iconic sword fighting scenes in all of cinema history. It's truly a feat that they were able to pull that off so well. But I think the other pieces of it are the fact that it's so eminently quotable. I mean, there are so many lines in the movie that I actually use, if not on a daily basis, at least a weekly basis. I'm referencing this film with different quotes from it.
Okay, let me stop you there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Could you give me the 5 most used quotes from the movie? Could you name 5 of them off the top of your head?
Excuse me, that thing caught my throat for a second there. As you wish.
As you wish.
Little phlegm. As you wish. I use that with my wife.
And that's a Princess Bride.
It's in the beginning of the movie when that's how Princess Buttercup realizes that Wesley is in love with her, is that instead of saying "I love you," he says "as you wish." No matter how ridiculous her request is, he says "as you wish" and then does it.
Okay.
So as you wish, you've committed one of the 2 classic blunders. The first of which is never start a land war in Asia. I reference that on Geekcast Live at least once a month, probably 4 or 5 times a season. That one comes up, and then I usually do the laugh that he does there with the right before he dies.
We gotta do the laugh, man.
Vicini. I gotta do the laugh.
You have to do the laugh.
I gotta get into character real quick.
Yeah, get that phlegm out of your throat.
You've committed one of the 2 classic blunders, the first of which is never start a land war in Asia. But never go into a battle of wits with a Thethelian when death is on the line.
Oh, God.
Makes me laugh every time. I love it so much.
It's better when you do it.
Oh, thank you. When they're in the ship and they're traveling, and Inigo Montoya is trying to cheer up Andre the Giant's character, whose name is slipping my mind right now. But they do the rhyming game, and I love the shut up now, I mean it. Anybody want a peanut? So I anybody want a peanut all the time. That's 3.
Yep.
Trying to think. Fourth one is when Wesley knocks Andre the Giant unconscious, and he says, "In the meantime, rest well and dream of large women." I use that one a lot. Usually when people are getting a little bit too in their cups and they want to pass out, that's when I'll use that one.
Excellent.
And then, a fifth one. I do use the. I love the. I love the. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You kill my father. Prepare to die. I really enjoy that. I understand that it does get repetitive, and if you're not into it, then I can understand that. But I really like it, and I really like the passion that Mandy Patinkin brings to the role. I also love that his name is Mandy Patinkin, which might be part of why I like the character so much, because it's such a dumb name in the real world. Like, how is Inigo Montoya a more realistic name than the name of the actual actor playing him? Is a question I have quite often. But when they were filming that scene, especially at the end when he spoiler alert for a like 30-year-old movie, when he kills the six-fingered man, his father had just died of cancer 6 months prior to filming that scene. And so when he was delivering that line, and he actually gets to the point, he says, "I want my father back, you son of a bitch." He actually, like, in his mind was fighting back against cancer, who actually killed his father. And because of the magic of acting and the magic of fantasy, for just a moment there, he felt as though his father was actually still alive and still with him while he's delivering the fatal blow to the six-fingered man. And I think the combination of that story and the combination of the movie and the way it's delivered, just it makes me emotional, and I remember it every time I think about that line. Gotcha. So those would be my top 5.
Would you like to hear what my favorite quote from the movie is?
Sure.
"I'll use small words so that you'll be sure to understand, you warthog-faced buffoon."
Yes! I can't believe yes, that one's excellent. I also love "You've been mostly dead all day." Or when Miracle Max, they're at Miracle Max's, and he, Hampadink, 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 Hampadink. Cracks me up. Have fun storming the castle. Think they've got a chance? No. Just, I don't know.
Okay. So I gave it a 2 out of 5. Where would you put it on a scale of 5 then?
I would, it's for me a 4, I think 4.5, actually.
4.5?
It's a 4.5.
Okay.
So I love the movie. I love the high fantasy setting, and I love I don't know. I've had a lot of enjoyment quoting it with people.
Gotcha. Okay. Now, throw your film producer hat on. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Remake, yes or no?
No.
No. Okay. Cool. All right, you ready for the next one?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a 1 at best.
Dang.
And the only reason I like is the insulting knight from the top of the castle. Other than that, I hate the whole scene with him cutting the knight into pieces and everything else. So 1 at best. What say you, Joe?
I also disagree with this. I don't know that I would rate this movie as high as other people would rate it. But I think it's a comedy classic, and I think that it's a movie that, if it weren't made, there's a lot of other movies that wouldn't be as good.
Okay.
Yeah. So I enjoy it. I like the the direction they took it in a completely different opposite direction from how they normally do King Arthur stories. I like the way the different knights are played. I love the way that they play with, like, the brave Sir Robin is actually a coward, and Sir why can't I remember his name with a G? The Chaste, whoever is Gilgalad the Chaste or whatever his name is.
Okay.
Hold on a second. I think I'm getting what? Galahad. Had some help from Maddie.
Lady Science. Thank you, Lady Science.
Thank you. Sir Galahad the Chaste. I love the scene with him in the tower with all those women. And I think it's hilarious that he gets pulled away at the last second. And I also just, it helps that I love Sir Michael Palin in that role. He's one of my favorite. He's probably my favorite of the Pythons, and he has this innocence to him that by all rights he should not have, because of the people that he hangs out with. But I also love the logic thing. How do you know she's a witch? Well, if she weighs as much as a duck, she should float in water. Like, just, chef kiss. Beautiful. So I don't know. And then I love at the very end when you find out that it's actually like a movie within a movie, and they've been, the police have been tracking them down for a murder the whole time. Just, I don't know. That blew my mind the first time I saw it, and I've loved it ever since.
I gotcha. So where would you rate this at?
I would give it a 3.
A 3? Okay. And remake, yes or no?
I don't know if it's possible, so I'm going to say no.
Okay. All right. This one is a little bit different. I don't know if this will be a blow your way kind of thing, because I don't know how you feel about this movie. But I will say, as a kind of a little asterisk at the bottom, used to love the movie when I was younger. Grew up, not anymore so much. The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
So, as a kid, it's kind of fun to see, like, the whole fantasy and Wonderland shit and all that stuff. It's almost like an alternative to Alice in Wonderland. That's how I saw it when I was younger. Now, as I grew up, I realized that the movie kind of dragged on way longer than it needed to. And it just really couldn't keep my interest too much anymore. Like the beginning, before, like from the very beginning up until she ended up in a tornado, that went on way too fucking long.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't need all that in there, especially her falling into the pigs and all that stuff. Didn't need to happen. I get that they're trying to introduce the concept of, the farmers and family portraying the actual characters of Wizard of Oz. I get it, but it could have been done in a quicker way. I also wasn't a big fan of like how long the movie took with them, like going down the Yellow Brick Road and shit like that. And also I'm not a huge, like, I can't say it. I like movies that are similar to musicals, like Sweeney Todd, Rock of Ages, and stuff like that. For some reason, when it came to Wizard of Oz, the Somewhere Over the Rainbow scene, I wasn't a huge fan of. I think maybe just the song and how quiet and how slow it is and stuff like that, which I get it. That song is the movie, but for me, I wasn't a big fan of it. They could play it like while she's sad at some point, it doesn't matter. I think the whole Oz part it kind of dragged on a little bit longer than I expected, but overall, I still believe it is a good movie. It's just not like cult classic, not up there like people believe it to be. For me, it's around a 3 out of 5.
I think that's fair. It's a movie I've never really liked.
Mm-hmm.
But I appreciate it for what it is. It was one of the first movies to use color the way that it did. They were doing some stuff that was cutting edge for the time, but I don't think I'd consider it a cult classic.
Joey, how do you ever find yourself to have enough time to listen to podcasts and stuff like that, like 45 minutes?
Sometimes.
Okay. Take a note here. Okay. There's a podcast. It's called The Dark Side of. It's through the Parcast Network. They just released an episode today. So they basically did this long series of The Dark Side of Hollywood. And today they did the Wizard of Oz and Judy Garland and all that. And this is the last one in the series, so they move on to the next series. And I think it's like music. Listen to the Dark Side of episode about Judy Garland and the Wizard of Oz because they tell you about all the fucked up shit that happened during that movie.
I believe that.
It is, I mean, between the director who was a Nazi sympathizer, the barbiturates and shit that they shoved down Judy Garland's throat,
Jesus.
the fact that they had her wear a garter because she's supposed to portray a 12-year-old girl and it's supposed to like compress her boobs down. The fact that they had two different actors to be the Tin Man because the first one got lead poisoning from the paint. The fact that the Wicked Witch of the West caught on fire. You know this part where she smokes and vanishes out of Munchkinland? Well, there's supposed to be a trap door that she was supposed to fall through, and the door didn't go. And she had like this metallic paint for her skin, which when the movie was over, her skin stayed green for 2 weeks after filming. But it was flammable. So it caught her face and shit on fire. So she was in the hospital for 6 weeks. So they waited for her to get out so she could do all her speaking lines, and everything in between was actually a stunt double. So much shit. And then they talk about how like Judy Garland, even after the Wizard of Oz and all the drug use that they force her to do to keep weight down, and the uppers to keep her going and the downers to help her sleep, and all this shit dragged on through her life, which unfortunately inevitably caused her to overdose at the age of 47 and pass away. But
jeez, I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, check it out because it's sad when you listen to it, but I mean, like I love the Podcast Network. All their podcasts they have, and they have like 13 of them. They're amazing how how much detective work they go into these things, but especially the Wizard of Oz one, I would definitely recommend checking it out because that stuff is more up your alley. It's knowledgeable history kind of stuff that I think you'd find fascinating.
I had heard before that so the scene when they're in the poppy field and they fall asleep, and then the Good Witch sends snow. That snow is actually asbestos.
Yes, I heard about that too.
That I knew about, but everything else you've just told me about, like, had never heard before. Not surprised, but
they solved the mystery, or they actually told you the mystery behind the hanging munchkin in the background.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so everyone thought it was a spoiler alert to you guys who don't believe it, but the whole rumor was there was a hanging munchkin in the background of that scene. Well, as it turns out, the munchkins didn't come in to do their scenes until after that scene was shot. So the other rumor that was around was the daughter of the film producer wanted to be Dorothy, and he said no. So her revenge on her father was hanging herself in the scene. So every time he would watch the scene, he would see his daughter hanging in the background. Turns out, all it was an exotic bird just hanging around in the background.
Okay. That's what I had heard about that too. Was that it was? I thought it was a prop bird, but I don't know.
No, it was all these exotic birds. I forgot what it was. I can't remember what the fuck it was. Peacock, flamingo, or some shit like that, just hanging in the background. Anyway, back to Cult Classic.
Yeah, back to Cult Classic.
So shout out to Podcast and all their great podcasts. I listen to and love them. Right. Blues Brothers. Right off the bat, 2 out of 5. I honestly don't know why I don't care too much for this movie. It's funny as fuck, but I can't dive into it. I have no rhyme or reason why I'm not a huge fan of it. I could watch it from time to time when I throw it on TV. If it's on there, it's like background noise to me at the most. I only like one Blues Brothers song, and that's "Somebody to Love." I don't even like the original Soul Man song. Don't know why. I just 2 out of 5. It doesn't keep my attention enough to consider it a good cult classic.
I disagree with you on this one too. I'd give it a 4 out of 5 personally. But I really like John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. And I really enjoy them working together. And I think maybe growing up Catholic and being around the city of Chicago a lot, like there's just a lot of stuff in it that I really resonate with, and enjoy. And then, I don't know. I like their sense of humor most of the time. Like I love the when they walk into the diner, for example, and the way that the guy knows that it's the Blues Brothers is they order like 4 whole chickens and a slice of dry white toast. Like,
Yeah.
that's hilarious. I don't know why it's so funny to me,
Right.
but it gets me.
And that's the thing. Like, I mean, like I find it funny, but it's like one of the things. Like, I don't feel the need to have to stare at the screen and stuff like that. And like, it's just like I love the scene. I love the band getting back together scenes.
Mm-hmm.
I love when they sing "Rollin'" or they sing "Rawhide" at the
Oh
bar and
yeah.
stuff.
Uh-huh.
But it's all the middle shit that I just like. It. I get
It
that they
does
need
drag.
that.
I'll give you that.
And I think that's the biggest thing. It's like some of the shit that drags. Like if they made like a highlight video of like the biggest parts, especially like my favorite part is the nun slapping them with the ruler because they
Yes.
keep cussing.
Uh-huh.
It's just like it has so many key scenes in it, but it's just like it's one of those movies that like if I was sitting at home, I didn't want to sit in silence, thumb through. Oh shit, Blues Brothers. Okay, well I can play on my phone while this is going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. See, to me, that's a thing that raises a score for me. If it's something that I can throw on in the background and not pay attention to, but when I do tune in, like it's something I enjoy, that's big points in my book.
Yeah, see, I'm the opposite, man. If it doesn't make me watch, it's just it's like it's like elevator music at that point.
That's fair.
So you said 4 out of 5 on this one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, remake, yes or no?
I'd be fine with a remake. It'd be hard. The only thing that would make it hard is I love the scene near the end of the movie where they managed to get Cab Calloway in a cameo role. I think he's one of the greatest jazz singers of all time, and I'm pretty sure he's dead now. And
He sang Minnie the Moocher, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I remember right, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I think he did pass away though. Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be, and of course, like John Belushi's dead, but obviously you wouldn't have him in a remake. So.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I think that's a movie that could use a remake. I think it would actually be, you could make it more relevant now too.
Who are your Blues Brothers would be?
Right. It's a good question.
Would it be Franco and Rogan?
Yes.
Just turn into a pop movie.
I think it would be. I was thinking of Rogan. I also think like Zach Galifianakis and Ed Helm.
Oh, there you go. That'd be good. See, that's the biggest thing. It's like who is a current heavy set actor that could pull off that not Elroy. What's the other what's Belushi's character? Not Elroy, the other one.
Oh my god. I don't remember. I'm embarrassed that I don't remember.
But who's left? What heavy set actor could play him that could pull off that? Ed Helms could definitely play Elroy. Like that's no doubt. Ed Helms could definitely be it. Zach Galifianakis, I can see it happening. I think he might be a little too goofy. You gotta find that nice blend of goofy and seriousness, like in the middle. But we're gonna
like not Joe Rogan. Goodness, Seth
Rogen
is a little too tall.
Yeah,
you can't.
We're gonna have to come back to that one. Make a note that we're gonna return at a later date, a later episode. We're gonna talk about this Blues Brother. We're gonna remake Blues Brother, recast the whole movie.
Oh God, Jake and Elwood.
Jake, there we go. Yeah, Elwood. Why do I keep seeing Elroy? God, the Jetsons. Fuck that.
I just thought you were right because it's a weird name either way.
Close enough, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what else I got here. Office Space.
I've never seen it.
No, cool. Then we'll just move past it then. Die Hard, garbage. Overall, not a good action movie, not a good Christmas movie. 2 out of 5.
I enjoy it. I haven't seen it in 15 years, probably. But when I do watch it, I do enjoy it. It goes back to my I like a movie that I can just throw on and fall asleep to. So like I actually have a whole category of movies that are like if they're on the channel TNT between 2:00 in the morning and 4:00 in the morning, so that like if you wake up in the middle of the night and just need some static, you can turn them on. That's what that movie is to me, and so I would give it a 3 out of 5. I think it's fine. It's an enjoyable movie. It's Bruce Willis doing what Bruce Willis does best, which is not acting, but crawling through vents and looking tough. Um,
Okay. So follow-up questions. Would you remake it, and would you cast Jason Statham?
ooh.
Right.
I was gonna say no until you said, "Would you cast Jason Statham?" And
Right.
yes,
Right.
yes, I would.
Jason Statham would make an awesome fucking what's his name? McClane?
Yes,
John McClane? Yeah. Yeah, right. God, see, he's easy to cast. You can't fucking cast Jake. God.
right.
All right. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad we did that, Joe, because it helped me learn more about the movies that you appreciate.
Yeah,
I think one of the biggest things, especially when it comes to these cult classics, is the fact that it took me so many years to even watch any of them. Is I missed out on like the early '90s, like nostalgia feel of a child watching like movies. Real
Mhm.
quick, one more. Goonies. Just hate the whole fucking thing. It's like
Oh,
half a damn star. Not a fan. What say you?
oh, I love the Goonies.
Really?
Hmm.
It's boring as fuck. The only
Oh,
thing I like, the only thing I like is a hey guys, and that is it.
I
Or
love
Chunk,
that.
Babe
Yeah,
Ruth.
Chunk. I love the truffle shuffle.
Yeah. Do you know how many people are upset about the fact that that movie made a fat kid do that? And it's like 2019. That thing's like 40 fucking years old.
Yeah, I'm just I've got a lot of problematic faves, as they're called these days, and the Goonies is on the list. So I enjoy it. I don't care. I was a fat kid. I resonated with that character.
Right?
You do when you're an unpopular child. You do what you have to fit in with the group.
Right? Right?
You know?
Shout out to the fatty kids out there.
I
We
was
know.
I was fat and insufferable. I really related to Chunk.
I was the fat middle child, man. I had no hope. Like I was not given one chance whatsoever. I was a fat middle child with a brown birthmark on my left hand. I was destined for okay, good luck.
Right? I feel you. I feel that.
But I'm glad we had a chance to talk about cult classic movies because you know it's the movies of the past that make the movies of the future. And for all our listeners out there, if there's some cult classic movies that we happen to not mention because there wasn't a whole lot mentioning, we only did like maybe 5, 6 of them. Um, so if there's a cult classic out there that you guys like that we didn't mention, comment on our Facebook page and let us know, or throw it up on Twitter. Use the hashtag Freakin Sane and say, "Hey, Travis, what was this cult classic?" And you know what? If I have the opportunity, I will sit down and I will watch that movie and I will give you a rating on it. So, I mean, we'll see.
Committed.
Right? Yeah, I want our viewers to interact with us on the show. Which, by the way, I want to mention. Speaking of interaction, I talked to Joe a little bit a couple weeks ago. We're coming up on the season finale of this freaking show. I believe we're looking at like maybe actually September. It's coming up close.
I
And
think you're right.
and I was like, Joe, what should we do for our season finale? Like, what is the best thing to do? And I think what we agreed on is we kind of want to do a Q&A thing, kind of like a ask us anything kind of thing here on this freaking show between me and Cartoon Joe. Now, granted, there are some things in our personal lives that we are not willing to share, like addresses, social security numbers, and last names and shit like that. But if you're looking for like, you know, our opinions on
Right.
something or how we feel about something, or you know, just like, you know, just goofy shit. Or, you know, like if you want to hear something about it, it's just literally any questions other than anything that could get you a credit card in my name.
I
Right. I think that's pretty
like
fair.
that. That's a pretty broad amount, really.
Yeah, there's so much you can ask us relationships advice. I mean, Joey is now happily married. What, you're going on 3 years this past week, right? 3 years, 4 years. Where you at?
3 years, 4 years, or what? Sorry.
Marriage. How long you been married
Cut
on?
out. Oh, 4.
4. So so Joey's been married for 4 years. Um, I'm single, but I've lived life. I'm very knowledgeable when it comes to relationships. You could ask us relationship advice. You could ask us how we feel about movies, like we just did on this episode. You can ask
Hmm.
Joey about comic books and anime movies and shit like that. You could ask me about sports, like anything. You could You could ask me what size shoe I wear. It's like it's an ask me anything as long as it doesn't entail you trying to get a mortgage with my name.
Right. You can ask me stuff I don't even know about, and I'll try and come up with an answer. That's fine.
Right? Absolutely. And who knows? Maybe we'll try to find some past guests to come on and shit like that. Maybe we could have them ask some questions too. Because the thing is, this whole podcast is based on you guys, and we want you to interact with us as much as possible. So I'm gonna throw something out there on social media and ask us anything. I'll pin it to the top of the Facebook. If you guys feel like you want to ask us, if you want to ask us for advice and you want it to be personal, you could email or message us. But all other random bullshit questions, just throw in the comments, and we'll run through them on our series, our season finale, which I think it works out perfectly. I think it's right before this freaky show.
I believe you're correct.
Yeah, so super excited for that. Also super excited is that if you guys didn't know, this freaking show has merchandise. We have t-shirts and pillows and stuff available with all our logos on it. Our current logo, our original logo, our secret society logo, our follower star logo are all available on a plethora of merchandise that's available at tpublic.com. That's TEEPUBLIC.com. Just searching TFS. And yes, coming soon should be Joe's shirt if he just helped me with an idea.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's hard, right?
It is.
Right? But we're going to think of it, man. I know it's going to come to us. Maybe we'll take your little pixelated buddy and throw it on a t-shirt.
Ooh, that'd work.
Email me that pixelated buddy. I can throw it on a t-shirt.
Perfect. I can do that.
Apparently, I know how to use 3D paint, and I can just transparent the background off of it. It'll be wonderful. So we'll do that. But yeah, check out our merchandise and get involved in that. But Joe, what are you freaking thinking about?
What am I freaking thinking about? I watched the second half of the series Voltron, Legendary Defender on Netflix today. Last couple of days, really. It's pretty good. It's a lot of good homage to the original series from the 80s. And then a lot of good updated stuff. Really, really enjoyed it, to be honest with you. Glad it's over though. It's like 8 seasons on Netflix, and that's too much. Mm-hmm. So, especially a grown man watching 20-minute cartoons, that's kind of my thing. Man. But
that's living your best life,
right? I mean, it's in the name, right? Cartoon Joe.
That's right.
So, but it was good. It's just I don't know. It felt like a big time commitment for some reason. Yeah. Gotcha. What about you? What are you freaking thinking?
You know what I'm freaking thinking about? I'm freaking thinking about the fact that on my other podcast, Just Freaking Wrestling, I got some heat building with a current independent wrestler in the area known as Hunter Payne. And Hunter Payne's been in the wrestling business for probably 20, 25 years right now. And I actually remember watching Hunter Payne about 10, 15 years ago at about 12 years ago at another wrestling company called Elite Pro Wrestling that my cousin used to own. I did some video footage for it. And man, that guy used to be able to go. Nowadays, he kind of slowed down and he's not as intense as he used to be. And I thought I was being a good person to let him know that he wasn't bringing the intensity like he should. We had the ability to interview him this past weekend. And I got to say, intimidating as fuck, but not that intimidating. So I've been thinking about he kind of made some idle threats. He kind of invited me back into the ring and stuff like that. So I'm thinking about taking him up on the offer and showing up at the school one day and seeing what I still got left in me.
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, he said the ring, the school's open every Monday and Wednesday. If I feel like I want to show up, be my guest. And you know what? I know he was thinking I wasn't serious, and I just looked at it like, yeah, right. But started thinking about more and more. I'm like, why not? Why not step in the ring and see if Travesty can still go?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I'm a little bit heavier, but I mean, it's got to be like riding a bike.
I think that sounds about right to me. I think I can still do a pretty good chair hit.
Right? The Sovereign Warrior Cathal Boryu?
Uh-huh.
What? Come on now, man. Hey, I'd be lying if I didn't tell you that once in a while on my long drives to work, I think about, the storylines that we could have had,
I do too, actually.
right? I mean, they're pretty badass to think about. Like, goddamn, the Sovereign Warrior, Cathal Boryu, Travesty, and all the other fucking guys. They're supposed to, oh, man, it was so awesome. But yeah, that's what I'm thinking. But more importantly, hey, Joe.
Yes.
Every week, our listeners could catch Cartoon Joe here on this freaking show. But of course, if 45 minutes a week is just not enough of Cartoon Joe for our freaks out there, where can they go?
If you need more Cartoon Joe in your life, you can find me over at the Geekcast Live podcast at gcl.ninja. You can also find us on Facebook, iTunes, Google Play, and Twitter by searching Geekcast Live.
Awesome. Guys, make sure you follow us on social media at Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at This Freaking Show. And check out our show that drops every single week on either Wednesday or Thursday on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Podbean, Stitcher, Player FM, just by searching This Freaking Show. And make sure while you're on iTunes and you're giving us a little listen, give us a 5-star rating and give us a review because it helps boost us in the rankings. As always, I am Travesty.
And I'm Cartoon Joe.
And thank you for listening to another episode of This Freaking Show. I'm out.